In this demonstration, I'll show the use of Flipgrid for providing accommodations to ESE students in a charter school setting. Flipgrid is a collaborative social media platform where teachers can create topics to share with their students so that students can access the materials in a variety of ways. There's lots of opportunities to provide embedded links so that accommodations can be met. Now, in charter schools, there's typically less infrastructure and funding available to meet these accommodation needs for these ESE students. So Flipgrid is a good resource to use to provide those accommodations in a free to low cost way with consistency and fidelity. This is the teacher portal Flipgrid, and it's set up by grids which correspond to classes. If you click into these grids, you'll see topics, and topics correspond to specific lessons. Within each of these topics, there's lots of resources that you can embed. For instance, I have audiobook here, I have practice quizzes, I have copy of notes. These are things that align with common accommodations. Now, students will access these pages in a couple different ways. You can share the Flipgrid code, or you can set up a Google Classroom that will automatically assign these Flipgrid. On the student's end, they'll access Flipgrid on their own device, and they'll see something like this. On this topic page, there's accommodations such as audiobooks, and this is just a YouTube embedded link here.
Now there were three of us sitting in the waiting room.
There's also a quizzes practice quiz for students to answer questions in a different means. And there's also links to printed resources, which is a common accommodations for student with organizational deficits. So there's a copy of the reading discussion questions, but you can also have a copy of notes, things like that. There's also a video response component where students can answer questions via video instead of written text for students that have writing deficits. Now, for students that have difficulty reading, there is an immersive reader built right into the platform that can read everything that is on the page.
In Chapter 7, we learn about what happens to the greasers after the big church fire.
And when students submit their video responses, it's these short video clips.
Delinquent is a minor that gets in trouble for doing illegal things.
And students can respond to these videos, and teachers can provide feedback on how in-depth the video response was. And students can also collaborate on these discussions and share feedback with each other. Now, for math, we have accommodations such as providing visual step-by-step directions through Khan Academy video. There's also written step-by-step directions through onlinemathlearning.com. Kind of breaks it down there. There's responses, so students can respond to these prompts by solving these problems. And if they want to learn more, you can add external links that break down the problems in more depth. And then students respond to these videos with either answering the questions or providing a question of their own with something that they're having difficulty with. Here's an example of me struggling with a problem.
I'm having trouble with one of the problems, the third problem, which is 2/3.
And again, teachers can respond directly to each of these videos, or students can respond and provide answers. And this way it kind of builds that collaborative learning environment. Now, all these things that are embedded are free to use and are lasting. So once the initial setup is complete for a topic that year, then it will be maintained for years to come. The only thing that teachers will have to do is just make sure that all those resources are still fresh and available, and embed new resources for students to get exposure to new technology that may help them with their learning goals.